Today our topic is bone. Bone is a living, highly vascular, constantly changing, mineralized connective tissue organized to form endoskeleton. Biologically, bone is a dynamic mesenchymal hard tissue that undergoes continuous formation and remodeling throughout the life, and this process is called coupling. There are two processes. They are skeletal modeling and skeletal remodeling. In skeletal modeling, there is increase in the growth till closure of the physis only. But in skeletal remodeling, there is a change in the shape of the bone throughout the life. The skeletal remodeling, it differentiates between living and non-living tissue, and it helps to repair the bone itself during wear and tear process, and the bone adapts itself to changing environment like altered activity and aging process through skeletal remodeling. Coming to functions of the bone, bone helps in support. It provides framework that supports and anchors all soft tissue organs, and it provides protection to the all vital organs like brain, lungs, and heart. And it acts as a lever for skeletal muscles to facilitate movements, and it acts as a reservoir for minerals like calcium and phosphate. And there is production of the blood cells through hematopoiesis in the bone. Okay, these are the functions of the bone. Coming to biochemistry of the bone, um, uh, there are organic components, inorganic components, and water. So organic components are 25 to 30%, inorganic components are 65 to 70%, and water is 10%. The in the organic components there are blood cells and intracellular matrix. So blood cells are bone cells. I'm sorry, bone cells are osteoblasts and osteocytes and osteoclasts. So these osteoblasts are matrix forming cells, and osteocytes are nothing but the osteoblasts which are used up after the production of the matrix. They are used up, and they become the resting cells within the matrix that they themselves laid down. And osteoclasts are these are bone resorbing cells. They originate from macrophage and monocyte lineage. Okay, these are bone cells. And coming to intercellular matrix, in the intercellular matrix there are collagen proteins and non-collagen proteins. These collagen proteins are collagen is type 1 collagen. It provides tensile strength to the bone, and it provides and it binds with the inorganic components. And non-collagen proteins are protein peptides, proteoglycans, and lipids. The non-collagen peptides, they stabilize the inorganic components and helps in bone mineralization. Coming to inorganic components, they comprise about 65% of the bone, and it has it comprises uh, crystalline hydroxyapatite, which is found from calcium and phosphate. It is about 95% of all the inorganic component, and remaining 5% is by calcium ions, phosphate ions, separate individual ions, calcium, phosphate, iron, and sodium and magnesium. The crystalline hydroxyapatite is a calcium resin, and it provides compressive strength to the bone. Okay, and coming to the classification of the bones. Based on appearance, there are 5 different types of the bones. There are long bones, flat bones, short bones, irregular bones, and sesamoid bones. So long bones are formed by the endochondral ossification. There are two ends to this bone. At the two ends there is epiphysis. Between the epiphysis there is diaphysis. This diaphysis is a cylindrical tube, and the transition between the epiphysis and the diaphysis is a metaphysis. Examples of long bones are femur, tibia, radius, ulna, humerus, and fibula. Flat bones. Flat bones are formed by the intramembranous ossification. Inner and outer table, it comprises inner and outer table. This inner and outer table are cortical bones. Between the inner and outer tables, intervened by trabecular bone. Coming to flat bones, flat bones are formed by intramembranous ossification. It consists of inner and outer tables, which are formed by cortical bone. In between the inner and outer tables, it is intervened by trabecular bone. Examples of flat bones are sternum, skull, and facial bones. Coming to short bones are predominantly trabecular bones with a thin cortical bone. So examples are carpals and tarsals. So irregular bones are sharp bones, and obviously these are irregular in shape, but but difference is without smooth surface. There is no smooth. It is not a smooth structure. Example is vertebra. Example of irregular bones is vertebra. Coming to sesmite bones are short bones, but they are without ossification center. So uh, they form in the regions of undue stress, where there is too much stress. These bones are formed. They are embedded in tendons and ligaments. So examples are the largest sesmite bone is patella, so the kneecap, and fabella. Fabella is a small sesmite bone present in the tendon of the lateral head of the gastrocnemius, behind the lateral cantle of the femur. Coming to anatomical and functional units of the bone, they are epiphysis, physis, metaphysis, diaphysis, bone marrow, periosteum, endosteum, etc. So we'll see two or three points briefly about this each one of these. Epiphysis, it projects between physis or facial scar and articular cartilage. So it is, and the periosteum, one particular point is periosteum of the epiphysis has no cambium layer in it. So periosteum consists of two layers, that is fibrous layer and cambium layer. So fibrous, outer fibrous layer, inner cambium layer. So this is about epiphysis. And physis. Physis is a growing structure. It has two portions, flat portion and circumferential portion. Flat portion adds length to the bone. Circumferential portion adds width to the bone. Okay, and this is about the physis. Okay, coming to metaphysis. Metaphysis is a funnel shape. Is of a funnel shape at the end of the diaphysis, and it predominantly comprises of trabecular bone, and it is the most common site for osteoporotic fractures. And it is metabolically active, and it is susceptible to remodeling defects. Example is multiple osteochondromatosis. And coming to diaphysis, it is a predominant central tubular portion of the long bones, giving them the characteristic form, and it provides tensile and compressive strength to the bone. And if there is any direct trauma to the shaft of considerable amount, it leads to fracture. So coming to bone marrow. Bone marrow fills the medullary cavity, and it is responsible for the hematopoietic activity. Changes usually in marrow in the early stages, it is in red in color. So red bone marrow. It changes to yellow marrow, yellow or white fat. So this red marrow persists in the vertebra, flat bones, and some metaphyseal regions. Next is periosteum. It is a thick fibrous membrane that covers bone. Microscopically, it has two layers: outer fibrous layer, inner cambium layer. Fibrous layer is formed by collagen, and cambium layer consists of cells, that is totipotent cells. These totipotent cells serve as osteoprogenitor cells, which forms new bone and callus. It forms callus with traumatic disruption, and normally it will be forming usually new bone. So periosteum adds thickness to the bone by oppositional bone deposition, especially at tendon attachment through sharpness fibers. These sharpness fibers gives traction force on the bone. So these sharpness fibers, they are thick collagen bundles that anchor periosteum to circumferential lamellae and dominate in regions of the tendon attachment. So these are sharpness fibers. That's it from my side today. I hope this video was useful for you.